Hello everyone and welcome to moreveggiesmom.com. Thank you so much for watching. If you will go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, maybe leave some comments and suggestions, I'd really appreciate that. And if you haven't seen my website yet, go check out moreveggiesmom.com. I have a lot of great recipes and printable recipes and tips for helping your children to eat more vegetables. Getting into the spirit of fall, we are going to be doing a lot more with squash. So today we are making butternut linguine. This is how to prepare a butternut squash. We're going to go ahead and take off the end. This is not altogether necessary, but I find it easier than dealing with the stem. Then we will cut it in half lengthwise. It does take quite a bit of pressure. You open this up and it's got seeds inside. So we'll just take a spoon and scoop that out of there. Pardon my children running into my door over here. We're going to just clean them out just that much. It doesn't have to be perfect. The more you peel, the more things you're going to get off, the more stringy it's going to be, and you don't want to lose all of that good flesh. High temperance. Now, just take a baking sheet and spray it. And put these face down into a 400-degree oven. After 45 minutes to an hour, your squash will be soft and you can pull it out of the oven. Let it cool so that you can pick it up, and you're just going to use a spoon to scrape the flesh out of the shell. You just scrape that right out, and you can mash it or put it into a food processor and puree it, and then it is ready for sauces or soups or anything else you need it for. Here I have 3/4 cup of cashews that I have rinsed, 2 1/4 cups of vegetable broth, 2 1/4 cups of the roasted butternut squash, 3 tablespoons of mellow white miso, 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, and 1½ tablespoons of fresh squeezed lemon juice. 1 onion, which I will show you how to slice, 4 cloves of garlic, which we will mince, salt, 1½ teaspoons of dried sage, and cayenne pepper, which we will use a few pinches of. This recipe comes together pretty quickly, so it's important to have all of your ingredients cut and ready to go before you start actually cooking. Also, you will need to have some oil for your pan and 16 ounces of linguine. For this recipe, we are going to quarter our onion. So we start the same way we do as if we're dicing it. I like to cut off this little spot here just really close so that most of the root stays intact, but I don't have to deal with all this root yucky stuff on the end. I don't want that on my board. So slice that in half and remove the skin. All right, then I'm going to cut it in half again, but not all the way through to the root. Just that far. Okay, so that's quartered, and now we're going to thinly slice it. Fingers curled, thumb behind, and you're resting it up against that knuckle so that your fingertips don't get in the way of the blade. Okay, and that's ready to go. To start, you're going to get a large pot of water and turn it on to high so that it can come to a boil. Then I have a saucepan here, just a regular size saucepan, but you could also use a large skillet if you'd like. And I'm turning that on to a medium heat. I have put my 2 1/4 cup of broth in here along with my cashews, and I'm going to blend this until it is smooth. The blending can take up to 5 minutes, so while it's blending, I come over here and work on this, but I couldn't very well do that, so, well, teach you guys while this was running. So just keep in mind that it would be running during this part. Now, I've got this preheated. I'm going to put about a tablespoon of oil in here and toss in my onions. I'm going to let those go for about 5 to 7 minutes, stirring them. I might even turn this up to a medium-high heat to help speed it up. We want them to brown a little bit. One of the great things about this recipe is that there's a little bit of waiting here and there. So while I'm waiting on these onions and coming over and stirring them periodically, I can come over here and continue working on my sauce. So now that all of the cashews are blended, I'm going to go ahead and add my squash. Miso, nutritional yeast, lemon juice, and I will go ahead and get the lid back on that and let it blend again until it is smooth. Alright, so since I had my temperature on medium-high, it didn't take that long to brown my onions. It only took about 4 minutes. So I went ahead and turned mine off so that I could have time to talk to you guys about the next steps. So I have 16 ounces of linguine. It's whole wheat linguine, and I'm going to put it into my boiling water. Okay, so that call really messed things up for me. Sorry about that. Anyway, just make sure you are stirring your noodles a little bit so they don't stick together. I'm going to turn it down to a medium heat so it doesn't boil over. I've got my garlic, salt, and sage in here. I'm going to give it a pinch of cayenne pepper, maybe 2. I'm going to scrape down my blender here and give it one more quick blend before I add it. And since I am this close to being ready to actually move forward without pausing, which is something you won't have to do because you probably won't be recording yourself, I'm going to turn my heat back onto medium here and then get this started. Got this back up to temperature. I'm stirring in all my spices. I'm going to let them toast up for about 30 to 60 seconds. You'll be able to smell it really nicely. Then you're just going to give it a splash of either water or vegetable broth and let it deglaze the bottom of your pan. So you just scrape off anything that might be stuck down there. Okay. And then add this to it. So this is going to start bubbling at you pretty quickly after you get it added. So start stirring, and you can turn the heat down to a medium-low. This is only going to take about 5 minutes just to heat through. Just stir it occasionally. And as soon as that's heated and your noodles are done, it's ready to go. So here is our butternut linguine. I usually serve it with some greens, but I totally forgot about them this time. So I put some pecans on top to make it look prettier. You can add those if you want. They're pretty good, but you don't need to. So yeah, serve it with some greens and maybe throw in some salad, like a fruit salad for dessert. And I really hope you enjoy it.